today is suffering and despair alongside the most wealth and technology that we have ever known. That wealth and technology is in the hands of a tiny minority who live like parasites off of the rest of us, the working class, the people they exploit.
The Republican and Democratic parties represent the interests of the capitalist class and can never represent the interests of the working class. These parties cannot serve two masters. The workers will be squeezed more and more and will be forced to make hard sacrifices while the capitalists will fatten their pockets, whether it's Trump or it's Harris in the White House.
You see why both parties are here. Over the last decade, the richest 1% has captured 54% of global wealth. They have a record fortune of $44 trillion.
No matter who wins this election in November, the working class will ultimately lose, as billions will continue to be sent abroad to support the genocide of the Palestinians and a proxy war in Ukraine, while the 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 92% of Americans can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment.
Over 100 million people in the richest country on earth cannot afford their health care. Wages have stagnated for half a century. This is the reason that 69% of voters say that the entire US political and economic system needs major changes or to be torn down entirely. The working class is right to be angry. They're right to want to fight. They're right to hate the establishment, to hate the status quo.
That's why we say no to both of these capitalist parties, and we say it's about time the workers have their own party.
Please stand up, comrades. Everybody, stand up, please. All in favor of launching the revolutionary communists of America, please raise your hands. Well, comrades, you are all officially founding members of the RCA.
A sea of red flags marching down the street of a major American city. We just gave the world a glimpse into the future of the political landscape of this country, because the communist movement is just getting started.
Here, the belly of the beast, we have a duty to our class brothers and sisters around the world to finally overthrow the biggest threat to the world revolution, the American bourgeoisie.
Todos los trabajadores de Latinoamérica hemos sufrido por los intereses del imperialismo estadounidense. En nombre de la democracia se han masacrado a nuestros pueblos, han financiado golpes de Estado, han establecido dictaduras militares que han asesinado y han desaparecido a miles de trabajadores, y en México son cómplices de la violencia que existe con el narcotráfico, y resistimos y luchamos.
The enemy of the Trump voting working class is not the workers that were born in another country who speak a different language. The enemy of the working class is sitting in executive boardrooms watching us from their skyscrapers and rubbing their hands together when they see one section of the working class channeling its discontent against another section of the working class. They want to stoke the culture war because they know that it benefits their interests.
This country was built on racism and oppression. It is in the veins of capitalism. But we will achieve genuine reparations for centuries of slavery and centuries of colonialism by expropriating the capitalists and building socialism. There will be no more border walls, no more mass incarceration.
It's time for the communists to explain that the class war alone is the underlying conflict in this society. That the working class and the capitalist class have nothing in common. It's time for the communist generation to tap into the anger in society and channel it against its genuine enemy, the capitalist system, the capitalist class.
It is the working class that makes the hospitals, the schools, the buses function. We make the world run. The capitalists, the billionaires, the CEOs, they need us, but we do not need them. Expropriate the banks. Expropriate the monopolies. And on the basis of a government of the working class, we will transform society. We will cut the working week in half, with no loss in pay, with full employment and education for all, we can get to work in actually improving society. We will build hospitals, schools, public transportation. Everyone will have access to quality, affordable health care. And we are going to confront the climate catastrophe head on. We are fighting for our future, for the future of all of humanity.
These red flags and this hammer and sickle stands for a world that is ruled by the working class. A world where nobody has to sleep on the streets. Where life is more than just working yourself to death, grinding through a miserable existence until you drop. We stand for a world of abundance. A world that's waiting to be born. We are America's communist generation. We are America's working class. And we will overthrow capitalism in our lifetime.
The Democrats and Republicans build a communist party, and let's build the revolutionary communists of America.